Sausage.
Hello everyone, this is Attack the Backlog, the podcast where I, Marc, tries to make a dent in their backlog one game at a time. This episode is all about Doki Doki Literature Club, a visual novel about a literature club, and that's it. Except that's not it, but that's all I want to say about it. Doki Doki is a tricky game to talk about. Tricky because so much of what makes it special, what makes it worth playing, is tied to how much you know going in. I knew very little going in. All I knew was that it's not your average, everyday visual novel. That's all I knew, and even then, what I thought I knew about how it was different was wrong, so I'm going to do my best to tell you why you should play Doki Doki Literature Club without actually telling you anything about it, besides its release dates, of course. Doki Doki Literature Club originally came out on September 22nd, 2017 for PC for free, and later released in a Premium Plus package with new content for $14.99 on June 31st, 2021 for PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. I played the game on Xbox One. To anyone who knows me even moderately well, you know I have never enjoyed a visual novel despite trying over and over and over again to find the one. Whether about pigeons, vampires, or whatever the fuck, no visual novel has ever grabbed me and convinced me that it needed to be a video game as opposed to a book, movie, or TV show. This is no longer the case. Doki Doki Literature Club is the one. Doki Doki is the first visual novel I've ever enjoyed. More than that, I didn't just enjoy it, I absolutely loved it. It has easily earned a place in my top 100 games of all time and may even crack the top 50. It is a game that utilizes the medium in a way few games do, providing an experience that could only work as a video game lest it have all emotional impact removed. And this is where I come to a loss for words. What else can I say about it that would make you want to play it without spoiling it? What's more convincing than me telling you I've never liked a visual novel until Doki Doki Literature Club, and that I not only like it, but I full-on love it? It is important to note, and this is mildly spoilery, but a spoiler you have to hear, the game does feature dark themes that may be difficult and triggering for some, so if hearing that gives you pause, I would say either don't play Doki Doki Literature Club or look into these specifics for yourself and see if those themes would be too much for you to handle. Yes, doing that would lessen the impact of certain moments within the game, but those moments don't make up the whole experience and why it's so good. But I'll just leave it at that. Just remember, it's more important that you think of yourself and your own well-being, your own mental health, than making sure a video game remains unspoiled for you. Doki Doki Literature Club is an amazing game, a visual novel that goes places only reachable within the medium of video games. The closest comparison is Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which is a very different type of game, but similar in the way the power of its narrative is so dependent on the actual gameplay and not just the story as it's being told through the written word. It's rare for a game to take advantage of the medium as well as Doki Doki does. It's one of a kind and a game/experience I'll never forget. I can't recommend it highly enough to anyone and everyone, even if you usually have little to no interest in visual novels. Doki Doki Literature Club is an all-around all-timer, and I'm calling it already the greatest visual novel of all time. Anyway, that will do it for this here episode of Attack the Backlog. Once again, I am Marc. Y'all can find me on Twitter and pretty much everywhere at PXSausage. The site is, of course, pixelatedsausage.com, where you can find this podcast, the Pixelated Sausage Podcast, and other such content. If you'd like to see me stream games like Doki Doki Literature Club and the like, you can go over to twitch.tv/pxsausage and watch me play games over there. And of course, if you're not already watching this on YouTube and just listening to it, you can check out videos for stuff like Attack the Backlog over at youtube.com/Pixelated. Pixelated Sausage. If you'd like to check out the art I make, you can go back to the site pixelatedsausage.com, and if you see something you like, you can purchase a print of the piece you fancy. And if you fancy the site in general and anything that we do, please go over to patreon.com/pxs and support us that way. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.